So, one of the big questions of our times is, what is going to happen when artificial intelligence starts to eliminate, 50, 60, 70% of the jobs that are out there? What does our world look like? What does our society look like? How is it structured? Well, I don't think this is going to be too difficult to see because most likely we're going to end up in something that looks like what Balaji Srinivasan wrote about in his network state, that we're going to find ourselves reorganizing in communities that are online, that are in the cloud, that are borderless, that have us be able to connect with people all over the planet with just a punch of a button on a phone. And I believe that that's where most of us will retreat to. We'll retreat to communities that are online. And so, what I mean by that is we're going to need support networks. When we have a world that's been completely taken over by a digital god, kind of, then we're going to need a way to anchor ourselves to this reality. And the way we do that is we anchor ourselves with human beings that are, resonant to us, that we have a resonance with, that we find life in, in that connection. And so my thought here is that if we're going to be organizing ourselves into these, kind of cloud-based communities, well, it's time to start one. And I'm starting one right now. Obviously, many of you know I've started the Ultimate Discord, but that's not there's going to be thousands of these communities. And I think that the real work right now is getting established in one or establishing your own. Go establish your own community right now and organize people that you want to see in your world going forward. And they can also bring in perspectives on how to work through what we're going through. So, I mean, there's so much leverage in these communities right now. I'm seeing it in my own, but, I'm not asleep to the fact that there's going to be plenty of others. There's others that I want to join. I'm looking to go. And, as I've talked about, I'm thinking that what we're going to see is people having a portfolio of communities that they're involved in. And that's kind of like the new investment. And instead of allocating money to a stock, maybe you allocate money to a community that has a way to generate cash flow. Maybe there's things that are emerged from there where now we don't have corporations anymore. I mean, we'll have them. They might be all agentic. There'll be plenty. I shouldn't have said that. There's plenty of corporations. There'll be plenty of corporations. But what if a new asset class is, communities that produce things, that get things done, that generate cash flows? I don't know. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here, but you know, this is the big question. Everybody keeps asking the same question. What happens? Well, I think we're going to all go to, you know, cloud-based communities. What do you guys think?